Thank you so much for doing
Thank
that.
you.
And it is 3:06. I think it's time for us to officially begin. So thank you so much again, Akshay, for joining us, and a warm welcome to everyone who joined us on this weekend. It's 3:06 in India. And I'm Anjali Agarwal. I'm the Senior Lead for Missions at upGrad Abroad. Let me introduce you all to upGrad before we jump into the session and the questions that we have for Akshay. upGrad actually gives you the opportunity to study at top 500 universities in the world. Now, everyone would generally talk about this, that we give you the opportunity to study, but how we different is that we are bringing this in a way which is much more accessible, much more affordable, and absolutely a flexible way of entering into the study abroad domain, thereby bringing the cost of a degree down by almost 60%. Today, we are conducting this webinar to talk about our unique academic collaboration with ESIGELEC School of Engineering in France. I'm sure that everyone here today wants to build and look at, we are looking at making it more easier for BCA and BSc students to actually enter into the global hotspot of the world for fields like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, automobile engineering, aerospace engineering, to convert a BCA or BSc degree and enter into the master's. The regular way would be for someone to do an engineering degree for 4 years and then enter into the master's. By the way that we are bringing it, making it more accessible, is that students who have graduated with their BSc degrees or BCA degrees can actually upgrade their degree to an engineering degree, making them eligible for masters in software or electrical engineering programs in France. Now, remember, this is not a Bachelor of Engineering degree. It is the bridging course, which is going to make students eligible to apply for masters directly. This bridging course only lasts for about 3.5 months and is extremely competitive in cost. I'm going to share that with you very, very shortly as well. So why France? Why ESIGELEC? What are the opportunities? What are the benefits? What are the career outcomes? What else can it offer in terms of lifestyle? I think all of this is going to be answered better by Akshay, because Akshay has completed his master's from ESIGELEC, and you've completed, right, Akshay? You're working.
Yes. It's been 2 years now. Yeah.
And it's been, I'm sure it's a decision you are happy you took. So to talk about what value this degree is going to bring to the lives of students who should be looking at masters, and why France, why ESIGELEC. He's an alumnus and he's got a thriving career. Akshay, it's great to have you here with us.
Thank you again, Anjali. Yeah.
And we would really, really love to hear it from the horse's mouth. What is it that you're doing? What can you share? So just tell us a little bit about yourself before I ask all the questions to you.
Okay, fine, great. So thank you for the wonderful introduction that you had presented, and overview of the program as well that you at upGrad are doing currently to help students pursue their career ahead. It's a great initiative by upGrad that they have taken up this particular program to help BCA, not only BCA, BA, like engineering students as well, but all along that the BCA and BSc students as well. Because normally in India, when we see the master's program, it's only for the engineering background. Like if you want to come abroad, then either the prerequisite is such that you have to be from an engineering background. So it's a really great initiative, and it's a wonderful opportunity for the students to grab hold of it and also come to France to experience the abroad studies opportunities as well. and it's a good opportunity for them to start their career in their professional side in Europe, for that matter, not only in Europe but across the globe. So a brief introduction, I would say, like, as you may know, my name is Akshay. So I'm from Mangalore in Karnataka. So I was born and brought up there. So I completed my BE from a regular college in Mangalore. And after which I happened to work at IBM in Bangalore for about 1 year, quite enough. And after gaining some work experience, I thought like, okay, fine, I have to pursue my master's going ahead. So I enrolled into dual degree program with Manipal University as well as ESIGELEC. So they had the dual degree program there. And I hold a dual degree in Master of Engineering in Automotive Embedded Systems from Manipal as well as from ESIGELEC. It's a combined program. And after which I happened to work at Bosch, France for quite some time.
Wow.
In the area of automotive engineering in ADAS and ADAS systems, like Advanced Driver Assistance System, which is one of the core subjects in automotive industry. And after which I happened to move to Germany. So I lived and worked for about 3 years now. I worked with different companies like Volkswagen, Audi, BMW in the driver information systems in the area of automotive. And after which I now am back to France. So I'm starting my own venture here, my own startup. And so yeah, it's going in that way, and so far it's good. And this particular program through ESIGELEC as well, it has helped me a lot in developing my skills as well as getting to know the technology very well, because right now, as you may know, the automotive industry is gaining momentum. Electric vehicles are a trend these days.
Absolutely.
If you see, not only in India, but in Europe as well, across the globe, it's gaining momentum. And there are startups, there are grants by the government that is coming up, and it's like actively happening. So given the fact that any technology that you join, say like in automotive or for that matter in a master's of technology that you may join at ESIGELEC, it has much more, I would say, like benefits regarding the things, regarding with respect to the students joining.
Wow. So your journey has seen you graduate and then work and then pursue your double degree with Manipal and ESIGELEC and then work, and now you are going to have your own startup.
Yes.
That is, I think, a wonderful curve. How was it that you chose Manipal and ESIGELEC? What did you keep in mind when you chose this? I wouldn't necessarily ask about the double degree program, but what interested you towards ESIGELEC as the partner? I'm sure, see, Manipal is a great institution and known across the country for engineering programs.
Yes.
So
right.
if that institution is partnering with a foreign university or institute, means there is a match or a higher up in terms of quality. So what did you keep in mind, and how was the experience?
Firstly, I would say like I was looking for a specific master's program, since I had been an active member of SAE back at my bachelor's, a Society of Automotive Engineers, which is a consortium of automotive manufacturers and suppliers across the world. And they conduct student groups within the colleges. I hope if the two attendees who are joining here might be knowing that few of the colleges will be associated with that. So my interest grew more towards automotive during my final years of my engineering, when I was associated with SAE actually. So and one more thing was that I wanted to also gain a corporate experience through campus placement. I got into IBM. I wanted to just be into the industry and get to know the things, like how the things are and so on and so forth. So I went to that. And after my short stance, I planned like, okay, now which are the universities that offer the specific domain programs that I was looking for in Europe itself, because Europe is much more accessible and easier to move into. So that's what I was looking for. And I shortlisted a few of the universities, and that's how I came to know that, okay, fine, ESIGELEC is one of the institutes wherein you have the discipline that they're offering to me is one of a kind. And the topics as well, the modules as well, what are they doing? It's at par with the industry, I would say, like know-how that is required. So I thought of like, okay, fine. If in case I want to apply for that particular discipline that I'm looking for, what is the way? So then I came to know that, okay, fine, they had dual degree options through Manipal. So yes, of course, I wanted to go into that. So I just happened to choose that way. And yeah, so, and just.
So let me just kind of understand, you were not straight out of college when you joined this double degree. You had work experience.
Yes.
This entire program was for how long?
The entire program was for 2 years.
Okay.
Yes.
And part of it was in India,
yes,
part of it was
part of
outside?
it was in, yes, it was in that. It was designed in such a way.
It was designed in such a way. So
Yeah.
it was like a real partnership between these two universities. Now,
yes.
You completed your 4-year bachelor's, right?
Yes.
Obviously, what it means is that the program that we are bringing, for someone who's graduating or graduated with a BSc degree, they would generally not be eligible to enter into the master's program unless it's a 4-year degree, right? So which means that this bridging program is what is going to be extremely beneficial. The fact that all you need is to have a degree in BSc IT, computer science, or BCA, or in electronics, to gain entry into a master's of software and digital transformation or electronic and embedded systems. So if so this program that we're bridging, we are bringing the bridging program. Now, obviously, it's not one whole year, so the learners will not waste time or will become eligible to enter into the masters. The bridge course is extremely cost effective. It's just a 3.5-month long course, which means you're saving on around 8.5 months of study time. Obviously, the other criteria which I would really like to point out here is, because I just wanted to compare your journey and a journey that someone who goes through our program would take. Obviously, the cost is much less. It is just 2 lakhs for the bridging program. The time is less, it's just about 3.5 months. You gain an entire year worth of eligibility in that 3.5 months, and then you become eligible to enter into the master's program at ESIGELEC. Before I go into why ESIGELEC and how it has helped you or shaped your journey, I would also like to actually inform our learners that there are a whole lot of scholarship opportunities also which we have. I will touch upon that number during the course of our conversation. Now, I just want to understand from you, when you were doing your year at ESIGELEC, how is it that you found it to be of value? How did the entire course structure or the modules really help you? If you have any particular example that you can share, which would make our learners understand that we're bringing a good value to them.
Okay. So with respect, I am not very aware of the other like I would say topics or the other disciplines that were offered at ESIGELEC, but of course it will be in the same line as mine that I had pursued. So what fascinated me about this particular program that I joined, the automotive embedded system, was that it focused upon the core aspects, like the topics that is required from the industry. So that's the main highlight of this particular programs, I would say.
Okay.
So we had a couple of I would say like SMEs, or for that matter the employees from the industry. Like it's kind of a two-way thing. Like they come to the university, they teach you on certain subjects that is required for you to be knowledgeable enough to perform in the industry. So it's like the curriculum is based in such a way that you also have some theoretical things happening. Simultaneously, you have some practical things as well. Practical things in the sense, what kind of technology or what kind of tools or something like that make them familiar with the things on what the industry is going through right now with the tools and processes. So all those things were taught in my discipline specifically, and we used to have projects as well specifically related to certain topics when we had to complete those in a given amount of time. as well as we also gained know-how on certain I would say like the research projects, and we had to do some research paper presentations as well. That was also a part of the program. So all those things, I would say like it's a combination of industry as well as academics combined together in one particular program, and it will make you knowledgeable going further. I would say like after the program ends, when you do an internship as a part of the program, so it help a lot going further as well. So that has helped me to gain, since I was already prepared, since I had done my due diligence homework back when before joining the university. So I knew like, okay, fine, I'll be touching these topics ahead of learning them, and I was prepared for those things, and I wanted to go into those things.
All
So
right.
it was much more aligned, I would say. Like the industry and the academic part was together, combined together, and it's a good perception for any of the students, or to gain the deep insight and to gain a degree as well based on this combination. Yeah.
Right. So which means that it actually relieves me to hear it from someone who's passed out of that institute, to understand that what we're doing is in the right direction. Much like what you did with Manipal and ESIGELEC as a dual degree program, what we have is that we are bringing a tie-up for the bridging program, making students who've gone through a 3-year degree of BSc or BCA to make them enter in directly into enter the eligibility criteria for a master's program at ESIGELEC, which would otherwise not be possible because they would not have the necessary 4-year degree. Much like Manipal, so what we're doing is we're delivering the program. It is obviously the bridging course. It's owned by ESIGELEC. The delivery is done jointly by us and ESIGELEC. As long as they see that what is being done by the students and what is being achieved in terms of academic outcomes is equivalent to the 4-year degree, and then the students actually move in. We have, I mentioned there are a lot of scholarships that we have. If you have a 70% and above, there is obviously a scholarship. It is about 2,500 euros, which is quite a decent sum. We all know. If my colleague actually will be posting the applications link in the chat box sometime, and if within you getting the offer, a student accepts within a week, they get an early bird scholarship again of 1,000 euros. Based on IELTS also, there are about waivers for about 750 euros, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And from 2 lakhs, if you really reduce that amount, it comes to a very, very nominal cost that you're paying to be eligible to enter into such a wonderful world-class institute, which teaches cutting-edge technology, especially making you employable and opens up a whole world of opportunities, not just in Europe, but the entire globe, as Akshay was saying.
Yes.
So I really think this would be a wonderful opportunity for our learners to have their degrees converted to be eligible for a master's program in engineering. I think it's a great opportunity. We have a lot of students who actually do that. I just want to understand, how is it been? Was it easy for you to find work after you completed your study at ESIGELEC? And how was the process been? How smooth has it been? Or what kind of an advice would you offer?
Okay, so yes, of course, that's a challenging part. Of course, after you pursue your masters, and it's time that, okay, fine, the entire cycle is going to end now, and the work pressure would come up, and that is there. But I could say like I did not find it much tough initially with the approach of finding jobs, I would say, because as I said, the curriculum from ESIGELEC, it's also such that you tend to interact with the industry person who would be teaching you as well. So you can gain some, I would say, like insight on how what is industry need is initially. You can try to interact like as a student professor kind of relation. And actually, they are not a professor, but they are an employee at the company. So they come to teach you, as I said, on a partnership basis at the university, and you will have that flexibility to ask them like what kind of skills is required for me to brush up, if in case you lack those things in that particular domain that you're looking for into the going into the industry. And also one more thing is that if you like, I would say like learn the language as well little bit, so it's much more easier as well to gel up with respect to the I would say like the opportunities that is available over here in plenty. So I would say like the technical aspects with respect to the English language is very much everywhere. There's not a problem of that. Yes, so that's also a thing that normally when you hear that in Europe, even you go to France or Germany, you need to know the language, and unless and until you be fluent in the language, then only you tend to get up a good paying job. No, it's just a myth, I would say. But given the fact that if you know, it's better. But if not, then you do the technicality in English itself, because they know English, they speak English.
Right,
So
right.
that's the thing. Yeah.
So, from what you're saying, it wasn't really difficult. Did you have any kind of internships?
Yes.
Is that?
Yes, as I said, it was a part of my curriculum as well. 6 months
Right.
internship that had to perform, and I had done it at Bosch in France in my area of domain, like in ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance System, is one of the part in automotive, and that was a subject that I had studied back in ESIGELEC as well. So it was, my intention was to gain in depth as I had prepared myself to get into that domain, to learn more things, because that's a trending domain right now across the world. If you see, automotive is gaining shape, momentum with respect to EVs and autonomous vehicles and other domains as well. So for me, getting into an internship was easy. As I said, the networking part that I had done also with respect to my professor, as well as to the industry person who is to come to us and try to teach. So it's much more easier to interact with them and try to understand like what opportunities are available, and they can also help you indeed to push up the CV within the company as well. And it was easier, and that's how I had taken the step to proceed to get an internship at the, I would say like initial time when I was searching for one after my like near end of my master's program. So it was easier. It was not that tough.
So which means there are two parts to this, which I understand from it. The first part is that there is an internship. There is faculty who is actually not a teaching faculty, and faculty who comes from the industry. So you get that chance to interact with them. Not difficult to find internships.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that you have internships makes it easier for you to network with your future employers.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. And the fact that the course is designed around what the industry wants and not what the academics think should be taught.
Yes. It's a combination of both, I would say. It's a
Right.
combination of both because I would say like that is, but if you have a correct combination of both, I would say like it's better for the student as well with respect to what they are also looking. They'll be clear. They'll have a clear mindset going up. The approach would be better, I would say.
Yeah, because I think at this level, when someone is entering a master's degree in engineering, the first thing is obviously the core area of interest, but the most important thing along with that is what is the career outcome that is going to happen, and that return on the investment of time, effort, energy, and I wouldn't say last, but not the least, definitely the finances that you put into this. It's really important that students understand that it's, you have to know what is the return on investment going to be for the kind of time, effort, energy, and money that you're putting in. I think it's very important that our learners really know that they can convert, because the topic for today's session was how to convert your BCA or BSc degree to an engineering degree and become eligible to enter into a Masters of Engineering program. It's the online module which is delivered by us, making them eligible for entering into an engineering master's. preparing them academically. The course is obviously 2 years on campus at ESIGELEC. They can major in embedded systems or software engineering or digital transformation. Obviously, the paid internship is a part of the study, as Akshay has shared with us. The world is open for them, industry-ready graduates.
Yes.
Looking at anything from a design engineer to a project manager to software developer, systems design. Not to mention that obviously there are these huge companies which are there. Airbus is from France, Dassault is from France.
Yes.
And the big thrust on e-vehicles, so automotive, core engineering, whatever it is wonderful.
Yes.
I just, how overall, if you were to give an overview, I think it's going to be one of my last couple of questions, and I want to ask the attendees as well. Whatever questions they have, they can actually put the questions on the Q&A, and we will be happy to answer them, or they can just put it in the chat box. So one of my last questions to you is, Akshay, how has your experience been of France as a country? How did you feel? Did you feel welcome there as an international student? How
yes, I would say like the atmosphere was really great. The moment we landed over here, it was a completely different thing, because that was the first time I too was abroad, and it was a really good feeling. And ESIGELEC also helped us in a like I would say like in a very good manner to onboard us with respect to the accommodation as well, and they were very helpful throughout every step of the application until we reached the accommodation back in France, back in the Rouen. And it was like we did not feel isolated. As I said, France is a country wherein they speak much of French language as their official language. So we did not feel isolated, and they were like, okay, fine. If you they were actually encouraging as well to learn a little bit of French as well, which was a good thing to know their language as well, to speak and greet. We used to have some events all together with the other universities as well. There's a common I would say like within the city center, there is a common theater. So it's a Theatre des Arts. And it's like all the universities, the local universities in the city, they tend to have events organized every week, so you can mingle up with the students around the area, locals who are locals, and some are international students as well from the city area where the university is located. So you have cultural exchanges happening, get to know, have a networking time with them. Overall you spend a quality time there. And I would say like my experience so far has been really great. So that's the reason I came back all the way from Germany to France again. So I did not want to leave this country earlier when I had got an opportunity to move to Germany. But again, France has called me back. France has pulled me back. So to stay here and try to lead the further career of mine. So that's what I would say, like France is most welcoming to everyone and very kind as well. And it's one of the best cities to live in. Of course, you have the Eiffel Tower. What more you need apart from that? Where you're staying.
The city of love has called you back.
Called you back. Called me back. Exactly. That's right.
Just to let everyone know that ESIGELEC is about 2 hours drive from Paris.
Paris. Yeah.
So it's not too far if you want to realize you want to stay there. So what it also means is while you're closer to Paris, you don't pay the same living cost, which is again a huge factor when you are thinking of study abroad. The fact that while you'll be closer to Paris, you won't be paying the same amount of money that someone who's studying in Paris would pay. How easy or difficult was it for you? And this, I think, will be my last question before I share some information with our attendees. Meanwhile, before this, I would just like to draw your attention to all the attendees. Kindly look at the chat box. My colleague has very kindly put the link for application. So those of you who are interested can kindly fill those up as well. One of my last questions to you, Akshay, is how easy or difficult was it to complete the visa process?
Yeah, visa was, I would say, like it was easier because you have certain set of documentation that you need to submit to the embassy. I would say, like the consultancy, and that was guided by ESIGELEC right from the word go. So, what documentation would be required in order for our visa to get processed, and just need to follow those guidelines. Like it's easy, like passport. Then you need to have some financial statements of yours, and if you have some loans that you have taken for the pursuing this particular program, then of course the loan statement and other stuff. So it's like not, I would say, like it's not a tedious process. It's like a very easy process. And general normally the health insurance that is required for you to be in France, because France is if you want to stay in France or for that matter in Europe, you need a health insurance mandatorily.
Absolutely.
So you need to take the health insurance for the entire duration of your stay, and that can be done very easily. We have a number of companies back in India who do that as well. And it's just certain documentation, and it's much more easy. There's a checklist already in the website of the embassy, like if you're coming on a student visa, so what kind of documentation would be required for you to fulfill that. So one can look up to it and arrange the documentation exactly, and pay the required fee that has been put up. So it's that easy.
Right. So which means it's not been that difficult for you. The information.
For me, as I said, I would say, like Vidya ma'am was the person of contact for us as well. So she just happened to send across the documentation, whatever is required. We arranged the documentation accordingly, according to the requirement, what was needed, and we sent it across, and that's it. We just go to the embassy. I would say, like the consultant who is working on behalf of the French embassy. We go there, just put our biometrics, just submit our visa, and you get the things. They scrutinize, they check your documents, and that's it. If all is good, you get just visa stamped.
So which essentially means that you got all the support from the institute as well.
Exactly.
For your entire visa
yes.
process.
Yes.
Right. So I think, I mean, I would like to say touch wood. It's been a great journey that you've had, and I wish you all the best for your startup as well. Before I launch into questions or ask our attendees to kind of have their questions ready, I just want to sum up, a mix of both what we offer and what Akshay has shared with us during these last 20 odd minutes. What we bring is an opportunity for BSc or BCA graduates to be eligible to apply for masters at ESIGELEC. What happens at ESIGELEC and the support that you get, the industry ready curriculum that you have, the opportunities that come up in terms of internships, in terms of faculty who come from the industry, or the industry interaction, which leads to more employment options. The fact that it opens Europe, the fact that it is a welcoming country, and the support is provided by the institution to its international students. The fact that you can chart a graph which is slightly on the higher side, rather than something which is a slow-moving graph. This is what Akshay has shared. To make sure that this is a possibility for graduates of the BCA or the BSc track, we have upGrad has brought this bridging program, working with ESIGELEC closely. So instead of a 1-year gap that you don't know what to account for, it is a 3.5-month program that we brought, the bridging program, which makes you eligible to enter into the Masters of Engineering program at ESIGELEC. The Masters program is priced at 16,450 euros. There are scholarships available. The bridging program is priced at 2 lakh rupees, only lasts for 3.5 months, post which you transition to the university, to ESIGELEC. These credits are accepted as an engineering degree alternative. These modules actually prepare you for a career in engineering, you have 2 years on campus. For the master's degree, you can major in embedded systems or software engineering and digital transformation. There is a 4 to 6 month in paid internship, which is a part of the program. You're obviously industry ready, as Akshay was kind enough to share with us through a peek into his journey. There are career outcomes, which are masters in software engineering, systems design, maintenance engineer, software developer, or embedded systems, design engineer, project management, communications engineer. There are lots of them possible. All you need to have is a 3-year bachelor's degree in computer science, IT, electronics, or computer applications, or in electronic engineering, electronic sciences. You can have English language proficiency. Also, if your method of instruction is English, there's just a formality of an evaluation, which is based on a self-recorded interview by the learner. For the program at ESIGELEC, there are early bird scholarships of 1,000 euros. There is a merit award as well. If you have 70% or above in your bachelor degree, you get a 2,500 euros off. If you have your IELTS and you've got 6.5 band in your IELTS, you get an additional 750 euros off. So from that 16,450, there is so much that is a possibility for reduction in your overall outgo from your pocket. I'll just give the calendar. Application deadline is 1st of April. The Graduate Bridge program runs from 2nd of May to 30th of June, and the master's program begins in September of the same year. So if you are in the final year, this is the time for you to seize this opportunity and become eligible to get entry into the master's program at ESIGELEC. It is very, very simple a process. All you need to do is enter into our bridging program. You complete it. We do an online application, supporting documents, and a self-record video interview. That is it. We assist you at ESIGELEC. They assist you with the visa application process, accommodation, airport pickup, and anything that you need to transition into your new life at ESIGELEC. So I just want students to ask if there are any questions. Before we do that, there is a poll which my colleague is going to launch. I request all of the attendees to please fill up this poll and send it back. It is very, very quick, very simple, not many questions, just about 4 questions if you can fill it up quickly. Is the poll done? Ayushi, if you can just let me know. There is a question by Mr. Pratik Das. I'm currently pursuing BTech in ECE. Am I eligible to apply as I'm not a BSc or BCA degree holder? You are eligible to apply directly for the master's program at ESIGELEC. If you would like that, please do get in touch with us. We will be happy to help you do that application for your master's in engineering at ESIGELEC. You do not need the bridging program to come in between. So the poll is still on. If everyone has not filled it completely, please complete the poll. We would really, really request you to do that. There were a few questions which came up earlier and they were sent at the time of registration, which stream would be a best option for the future? I would say, hear what Akshay had to say about electric vehicles. And from my knowledge, I would say, the software engineering, if you want to transition into that. These are two hot options, but yes, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth who's done the degree. Akshay, if you have anything better to share.
Yes, so I would say like automotive industry, with respect to, of course, I would speak about my industry itself because that's the hottest topic that's going on right now. But just jokes apart, but I would say like on the whole, right now in Europe, there's a wave of electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles that's happening. So most of the R&Ds are most of the companies, I would say like the big German brands are of course betting big on these technologies, and going further, that's the, I would say like another 20 years, 30 years minimum, I would say. Okay, so there is technology evolution happening, and anyone can expect very easily role as a software developer, a system engineer for that matter, or for that matter in the entire system software life cycle, whatever role that may come by after pursuing the masters. So it should be a good career to start off in this particular domain. But irrespective of that, if someone is very much not interested to go into automotive, then of course it is aerospace as well, and there is other I would say like domains similar to what if in case they want to go ahead with that. So
right, thank you so much for that, Akshay. There is a question on living cost and education cost for masters. The cost for the master's program I've shared already. It is 16,450 euros, and there are scholarship opportunities available. If Akshay can shed some light on the living cost, how did you find it?
I would say like another thing that with respect to the living cost is that ESIGELEC also helps with the accommodation part. Like you have student accommodations that are specifically for students, and ESIGELEC has tie-ups with few of the local housing accommodation companies. So they tend to give that accommodation in a subsidized rate. And also when as a student, you will receive some subsidy from the French government as well. So it's called as CAF. So it's basically, I would say like a subsidy given to students so that they are not burdened with the pricing cost while they pursue their master's program. So that's also a very good advantage. No other country in Europe does that, only France does that. So yes, so that's also an advantage for students with respect to the living cost. Overall, I would say like it's much more affordable compared to other countries, to be frank.
Right. So, which means not just the fact that there are a lot of scholarships that we are offering for the master's program at ESIGELEC, there's a lot of support that comes from the government also, which is again a huge welcome for international students, especially those going from India because of the cost differential that comes from the rupee to the euro.
And also, I would like one more thing to add over here, Anjali. It's with respect to, as you said, the Indo-French ties that India government and French government has developed.
Yeah.
We also have few certain scholarships only for Indian students that you have to look up on the website of the respective embassies. I don't know whether it's in Indian or India in France, or there is certain things. And there are scholarships as exclusively for, as you said at the beginning, not only with respect to ESIGELEC, but also with respect to the government support as well. Like each of the government, respective Indian government as well as French government, supports the students through way of scholarships. And again, the cost will come drastically down if you get those scholarships as well. But the student has to look up into. I'm sure that you would try to guide them the best.
Absolutely, we will. So that is, I think, a wonderful a set of information that you've shared with the students to look up for scholarships which are beyond these academics, which are just purely based on which country you come from. So that's wonderful. So while we spoke about scholarship based on your percentage in your academics or your IELTS score, I think what Akshay has shared with us is extremely important in terms of the support that the governments are offering to promote this inter-country study. There is a question from Mr. Pratik Das. You have around 78% in your BTech currently. What are the possible scholarships? Might I ask you, Mr. Das, to get in touch with us if you could share your contact details if you've not filled them already. I will have my counseling team get in touch with you and help you for the same, because you're pursuing your BTech, so the bridging program is not the program we would like to talk to you about. We should look at a direct entry into the master's program for you. Let me see if there are the other questions which came up before. How exactly is the BCA degree converted to an engineering degree? Please understand, we're not converting your bachelor's into an engineering degree. There is no way otherwise that you would be able to complete a bachelor in computer science to a master's of engineering degree. You will only be able to convert it to a master's in computer applications or any other master's related to the computers field, but not engineering per se. So we make you eligible to enter into the Masters of Engineering program at ESIGELEC through our bridging program that is offered jointly with ESIGELEC France. So that is what we are doing, the bridging program to convert your BSc degree or a BCA degree in and move you, transition you to a master's in engineering program. That is what is the meaning, and that is how we're going to be doing it. After BCA, can I do specialization in web development? You can do your master's in engineering and then work in web development. That is what I would actually like to say. Complete our bridging program, do your master's in engineering and get into web development. Is it going to be considered engineering degree in India as well? We are not giving you an engineering degree. We are giving you a bridging program. Your Masters of Engineering is what you will get entry into. And when you complete that, then that Masters of Engineering is accepted, not just in India, but all over the world. Correct, Akshay? You can throw light on that question.
Yeah. So as I said, it's not only limited to Europe, but across the globe as well. So ESIGELEC degrees are like much more beneficial if you plan to move out of Europe or France for that matter as well. It is recognized globally. And I have few of my friends as well who have gone to United States of America as well with this degree, and they are doing really great as well there. So it's a global degree that you will be accredited and you will be happy to gain as well going further.
Wonderful. There is Mr. Soumya Brata Chatterjee. Could you put your question in the chat box or the Q&A? You've raised your hand. I would really like to remind everyone, you can apply to ESIGELEC. The link is given in the chat box. I just pasted it some time ago and I'm putting it again now. I hope I've answered your question, Mr. Harish Acharya. How is BCA converted to engineering? You don't get a Bachelor of Engineering. You get entry into the Masters of Engineering, which is otherwise not possible. Correct, Akshay?
Yes, that's right. So it's like they only consider with respect to the technicality, like the engineering, if you are done engineering back in India or for that matter from any other country, and it should be like 4 years degree normally to get into the master's program. If not, then generally that eligibility criteria is not fulfilled.
Thank you. I think we're waiting for Mr. Jagannath to post a question. I think he's typing. I'm in second year of BSc Physics honors. So if I choose engineering, do I have to start from the beginning? No, you don't have to. Complete your BSc degree, do the bridging program, and then enter directly into the master's. We don't convert your BSc to a BEng. Please remember that. I'm a BSc Maths graduate. Do I have opportunity to do Masters in Engineering on abroad? Unfortunately, not currently, not with this program. The only entry criteria is in electronics or computer applications. Is studying in France more effective than studying in my country? Akshay.
So every country has its own benefits actually. Studying in back in India as well, it's has its own benefits. But I would say like in general, if you are looking to have a global exposure of on the topics and your plan is to settle down abroad, like you're planning going ahead to gain some experience and then perhaps settle down for some time here. So it's better to move ahead with the abroad opportunity that ESIGELEC is providing currently. And yes, of course, after that, it's upon the destiny where we will be.
Not to actually really say anything negative, but if you talk from the industry point of view, we really must understand the quality of engineering graduates that comes out from our country with regards to employability. As per answers given by the industry, the employability scale is very, very low. While there may be a huge number of engineering graduates coming out,
Yes.
but those getting employed in the relevant field or getting employed at all as engineers is very, very, very low. So that is something we really need to question about. Please understand that the value of these programs is the employability factor, and that alone is a huge factor. There is a question by Mr. Soumyabrata Chatterjee. I'm from BSc CS. What are the opportunities you can opt for? Sir, you can opt for the bridging program and then look at the Masters of Engineering at ESIGELEC. That is what you do. So you complete your bridging program and transition to a Masters of Engineering at ESIGELEC. Yes, you can apply with the BSc degree. So without BTech, they can pursue Masters in Engineering. Yes, as long as they do the bridging program. That is what is the topic that we're talking about, and the value that ESIGELEC brings to a graduate's world, that students from BSc background can go ahead with this bridging program and become eligible to get entry into the Masters of Engineering program. So it bridges the gap for that 1 year that they have, that the BTech degree generally or B-Eng would be generally the way to go. You have a BSc in computer science or electronics and you do this bridging program and you are directly entering into the first year of Masters of Engineering program. That is what we have been talking about so far. There are amazing scholarship opportunities. The link is there in the chat box. There is an early bird offer of €1,000 waiver for your payment for your 2 years masters. There are scholarships which are based on 70% marks that you get. There are scholarships which are based on the IELTS results that you give. So my request to everyone is, if you've heard Akshay, please understand the value that this course is going to bring to you, and the fact that this bridging program is only costing 2 lakh rupees and is saving you a whole year worth of study. And the bridging program is 2 lakh rupees. It's 3.5 months. For all those who've been asking me this question, I'm going to quickly just sum up. We are at 3:59. So I'm just going to quickly sum up. You can convert your BSc degree, move into a bridging program, and be eligible to enter into the Masters of Engineering program. This bridging program is for 3.5 months, is being jointly delivered by ESIGELEC and upGrad. It costs 2 lakh rupees only. You enter into your master's program, which is for 2 years at ESIGELEC. You can do your master's either in embedded systems or you can do it. Sadhvi Tandon, I'm going to put the link in the chat box for you. So you get entry into the master's program, the cost of which is 16,450 euros. There are scholarships available for the program. Please understand, based on 70% marks in your BSc degree, based on early bird offer, which means if you enroll within 7 days, you get 1,000 euros off. If you have 6.5 in your IELTS, you get another 750 euros off. And with 70% in your undergrad degree, you get 2,500 euros off from your entire fee at ESIGELEC for your master's. So the link has been posted. The program, only the bridging program is online. You will move to on-campus when you transition to ESIGELEC for the master's program. The entire support, as Akshay was kind enough to share with us, is given by the institute, whether it is preparing for the visa, guiding for the visa, whether it is helping students transition or move. Is there an arrival service as well, helping the students when they
Yes,
arrive?
yes, there is a arrival service as well. And normally what happens is like the previous seniors who are currently studying at ESIGELEC would be, I would say, like approaching them, and they would be guiding as well regarding the few things, whatever they require. So they'll help
Right.
them out as well.
So there's complete guidance and support given by the institute. There's guidance and support given by us. There is support given by the governments. So changing and moving from a BSc degree to a Master's of Engineering degree is not usually possible. However, with our bridging program, which lasts only for 3.5 months and which costs only 2 lakh rupees, it is possible to convert your BSc degree into a Master's of Engineering program and move into it, which is otherwise not a possibility. We make you eligible to enter. So Ms. Soumyabrata Chatterjee, I think I've answered your question. The bridging program is online. The rest of the degree is obviously offered on campus. Living expenses are not really that much, and Akshay has shared it with us. The governments really support international students. So if you have not done it already, please fill up the form where you can apply to ESIGELEC. I'm posting the link again for all the attendees. And before I really close, I would like to thank Akshay for his time on a Saturday afternoon. It wouldn't be afternoon for you.
Yes,
So
morning still.
it's morning for you. Your weekend is just starting.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the hustle is on since you are in your startup mode. And I really want to thank all our attendees as well who've been kind enough to stick around with us and hear about our bridging program that we have with ESIGELEC to gain entry into the Masters of Engineering program. So please do fill up these forms. And once again, Akshay, I thank you so much for sharing such deep insight into your life as a student at ESIGELEC and for the beautiful journey that you've had. I wish you, from all of our sides, all the very best for your startup. And all the very best to all our attendees. Akshay, any last words of advice?
Yeah, thank you so much, Anjali, for having such kind words to framing it in a much more kind way. Thank you so much for that. And also thank you, upGrad, for giving me an opportunity. And also thank you, Vidya ma'am, for choosing me as a speaker for this particular program and referring to you as well. And so it's a good opportunity on the whole, I would say, for the students joining this particular program in specific. And it's nothing better to craft a better future in terms of their professional career going ahead, I would say.
Thank you so much, Akshay, and thank you to all the attendees. Please do fill up the form if you are interested in converting your BSc degree to a Masters of Engineering degree with ESIGELEC. And we at upGrad will be happy to support you through that journey, complete that bridging program, and see you at ESIGELEC very soon. Thank you very much, everyone, for all your time. And this is Anjali signing off for today. I wish you guys all the very best and hope to see you as our learners very, very soon. Thank you, Akshay, and all the very, very best to you.
Thank you.